Hi, Kevin Wright again with this week's property finance tip. What are we talking about this week? Well, bridging finance, but more specifically, does bridging finance, applying for bridging finance, does it affect your credit rating? So if you're worried about your credit rating, keep watching. Now, most people are quite protective of their credit rating, and understandably so. You know, if it's good, you've taken probably some time to build it up to get it to where it is now, and you guard that quite jealously, and I understand that. If maybe it's not quite that good, you're fearful of it getting any worse, so you don't want to do anything that's going to damage your credit rating. So, does bridging finance and applying for it affect your credit rating at all? Well, let's examine that in two ways. So bridgers deal with credit files in different ways. You know, bridgers, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that bridgers aren't overly concerned with you having a good credit rating anyway, because it's a short-term loan. You'll be in and out before, too much has happened. So, they're a bit ambivalent to credit histories anyway, certainly compared to mortgage lenders that are very fastidious on good credit. When you apply for bridging finance, some of them will do a search on your credit file, so it'll register as a search, but actually a lot of them don't even do that. Some of them just say you print off your credit file and you send it to us, and then they'll just read through it. And when they say the credit file, they mean the full credit file, not the first page. So a credit file could be 10, 15, 20 pages long. They want to see the lot. When we're brokering for people, that's part of the service that we would provide anyway. So we would say to you, print off your credit file and we'll send it on to the bridger. So a lot of the time, there isn't even a trace that you've applied for a bridging loan because there's not even a credit search on there. So that's the first aspect. The second aspect is, what if you've got a bridging loan? Does having a bridging loan affect your credit file and your credit rating? The answer there is a resounding no, and there's a very simple reason why it's no, and that reason is that bridging lenders uniformly do not enter the details of the loan on a credit file. If you look on your credit file, you'll see every mortgage you've got on there, but you won't see a bridging loan. Why is that? Well, because mortgage lenders and bridging lenders have radically different agendas. Mortgage lender is promoting you as a good mortgage customer, someone that pays on time every month and has done so for a number of years. Why do they do that? Because it's a club, if you like, that they want to share information about bad payers and good payers so that they can all benefit from not lending to bad payers and restricting lending to predominantly good payers. This is because mortgages are medium to long-term investments, usually over a number of years. Contrastingly, bridging lenders look at it from a very different perspective. Their map of the world is very, very different. With a bridging lender, what they're looking at is they're going to get the money back either if you sell it or refinance it within a matter of months. Most of them don't actually take monthly payments anyway. So the fact of entering it on the credit file has no real relevance to other bridging lenders, and it's a different loan to a mortgage, so they're not really interested in giving mortgage lenders information that isn't going to be relevant to mortgage lenders. So bridging lenders don't need it, mortgage lenders wouldn't have any use for it anyway. So actually, what is the point of putting the bridging loan on your credit file? And the bridger's view is there isn't any point. And if there's no point in doing it, it's an extra task for them to do. And why create unnecessary work for themselves? They don't. So the reality is here that the only people that know you've got a bridging loan are you, the bridger, and if we've brokered it for you, us as brokers. Will of course appear on any land registry search, because anyone with a charge on the property and certainly a first charge, is listed on land registry. So that's the only place you're going to find it. So bridging loans have minimal and sometimes zero impact on your credit history. That's got to be good news, isn't it, right? So there we are. That's this week's tip. I'll see you again next week.